So this is Sedona's first ride. This is Beth Olson starting her. This was back in April 2019 when Beth was training at my barn. And I really appreciated Beth's colt starting method. It was just very methodical, step by step, and the colts just seemed to just melt right into work, and it just wasn't a big transition to go from her groundwork program to her under saddle program. So Beth put about the first 20 or so rides on Sedona. And here she is working on gaining forward motion. So this is her first ride. You'll notice that we're not in a round pen. Beth always liked to start colts in an arena to get that forward motion component. And she found in round pens a lot of times they would get froze up on her and she would have a more difficult time gaining forward motion. And she typically would start colts by herself. So when you have to do that, you come up with different methods that work better for you. And you can see Sedona's starting to get some forward motion steps here. You might also notice that she is pulling her head around to turn, but then she also will flex her just to get her stopped. And that flexing side to side deal, I don't do a lot of that in my program, but it is necessary for just getting them started to get that control, because at this point we don't have a stop if we just pulled straight back with two reins. And you'll also notice that she just has a lead rope on her too. That way if something did get a little western and Sedona decided to make a big move, if Beth's knee-jerk reaction was to pull back, which it's hard to not have that reaction when your horse gets excited, she would only be pulling back on one rein, and so she could pull Sedona around instead of pulling back two reins and making it worse. So typically when we start colts, we start with that, just the lead rope, just so that we're not creating an issue for ourselves if things did get a little gnarly. But typically this is how it goes, just nice and easy. And that's what I love about our program. It's not traumatic for the horse. It's just nice and easy, step by step. One thing builds off the next thing. So we're starting to get a little more forward motion here. And you can see Sedona looks pretty relaxed here. And she's being relaxed because Beth is relaxed. So if you get on a horse for the first time and you're sitting there really tense, a lot of times you'll create that tension within that horse. But if you get on and you're nice and relaxed, they just think, oh, this is what we do. No big deal. Pretty exciting. So typically Beth will walk, trot, and lope on the first ride, but since Sedona was so tricky to saddle, we decided to just do some walking on the first ride and make it a good experience for her.